Members, we are going to go back to the items for which we passed temporarily. Near the top of the concurrence file, file item 37. That's AB 675. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 675 by Assemblymember Alejo, an act relating to rental vehicles.
Mr. Alejo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 675 is back on concurrence. The bill updates and modernizes the statute governing agreements between rental car companies and their customers. The Senate amendments narrow the bill to the main provision, which works to increase transparency in rental car pricing by allowing rental car companies to fully disclose to consumers all public taxes and fees levied beyond those already permitted. This provision of the bill will not change any consumer safeguards, including the requirement that a rental car company give the customer a total price upon purchase. The bill received unanimous bipartisan support in the Senate Judiciary Committee and on the Senate floor. This bill has no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on concurrence.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Members, we are moving to file item 97. That's on Assembly, third reading. Members, we are going to pass temporarily again on file item 97. We are moving up the file on Senate third reading to file item 113. That's Senate Bill 708. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 708 by Senator Mendoza, an act relating to people nutrition.
Mr. O'Donnell, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. SB 708 by Senator Mendoza establishes uniform standards for online school meal applications. In order to reduce hunger among low-income children, state law requires public schools to serve at least one free or reduced price meal each school day. Recently, several districts have made their school lunch program applications available online. However, there are no procedures or protections in place for student privacy with these online applications. SB 708 ensures the privacy and safety of all children receiving federally funded school meals by establishing standards for offering online applications. This bill has received bipartisan support and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. O'Donnell. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Measure passes. Members, taking up file item 121. That's Senate Bill 579. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 579 by Senator Jackson and others, an act relating to employment.
Ms. Garcia, you may open.
Mr. Speaker, members, this measure takes a necessary and practical step towards modernizing the California Family School Partnership Act, which allows parents to take up to 40 hours of unpaid leave in a calendar year to participate in their child's educational development. SB 579 will make two modest yet important changes to this act to allow working parents to utilize their existing ability to take an unpaid day off work to enroll their child in school or in the child care program and to respond to an emergency in their child's school or child care program. This bill has received wide bipartisan support and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Measure passes. File item 144. That's Senate Bill 43. Clerk will read.
Senate Bill 43 by Senator Hernandez and others, an act relating to health care coverage.
Mr. Bonta, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. In 2012, the California legislature enacted legislation to establish California's essential health benefits pursuant to the Affordable Care Act. New federal regulations require states to update their essential health benefits based on 2014 benchmark plans. SB 43 makes the statutory changes necessary to conform to federal requirements. Members, I respectfully ask for your aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ponta. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Measure passes. Mr. Holden, you are recognized for your procedural motions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request unanimous consent to suspend Assembly Rule 77 and allow the following bills that have a concur recommendation to be taken up today. I will turn to that.
Without objection, the clerk will read the item number, bill number, and author of the bills.
File item 39, Assembly Bill 139, Gatto. File item 41, Assembly Bill 157, Levine. File item 43, Assembly Bill 273, Alejo. File item 44, Assembly Bill 274, Alejo. File item 46, Assembly Bill 313, Atkins. File item 47, Assembly Bill 333, Melendez. File item 48, Assembly Bill 355, Eduardo Garcia. File item 49, Assembly Bill 362, Waldron. File item 51, Assembly Bill 410, Obernolte. File item 52, Assembly Bill 434, Eduardo Garcia. File item 56, Assembly Bill 538, Campos. File item 58, Assembly Bill 595, Gordon. File item 59, Assembly Bill 606, Levine. File item 60, Assembly Bill 683, Lowe. File item 61, Assembly Bill 707, Wood. File item 64, Assembly Bill 918, Stone. File item 67, Assembly Bill 951, Wilk. File item 69, Assembly Bill 1000, Weber. File item 70, Assembly Bill 1059, Eduardo Garcia. File item 71, Assembly Bill 1095, Eduardo Garcia. File item 72, Assembly Bill 1129, Burke. File item 73, Assembly Bill 1130, Gray. File item 74, Assembly Bill 1211, Mainshine. File item 75, Assembly Bill 1223, O'Donnell. File item 76, Assembly Bill 1232, Cristina Garcia. File item 79, Assembly Bill 32, Waldron. File item 80, Assembly Bill 264, Daly. File item 81, Assembly Bill 347, Chang. File item 82, Assembly Bill 682, Williams. File item 83, Assembly Bill 896, Wagner. File item 84, Assembly Bill 939, Salas. File item 85, Assembly Bill 998, Wagner. File item 86, Assembly Bill 1064, Hernandez. File item 87, Assembly Bill 1516, Committee on Housing and Community Development.
Just for the record.
Mr. Holden, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the request of the author, please return file item 50 AB 388 Chang to the Senate for further action.
The clerk will note.
Correction, file item 58, Assembly Bill 594, Gordon.
All right, members, working the concurrence file. We're starting with file item 39. That's AB 139. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 139 by Assembly Member Gatto and others, and act relating to non-probate transfers.
Mr. Gatto, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. File item 39, AB 139, would establish an RTODD program in California. Senate amendments were extensive, but that's TMI. I ask for your vote, PDQ.
Thank you, Mr. Gatto. Seeing no discussion on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 67, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 41, AB 157. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 157 by Assemblymember Levine, an act relating to the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Levine, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 157 will reopen a third lane on the Richmond Bridge 12 to 18 months shorter than Caltrans has said it would take. It will hopefully end a long-running joke at the expense of Bay Area commuters. Senate amendments are technical and clarifying. I ask for an aye vote.
Mr. Jones, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A question for the author, please.
This is a concur item. Without objection, Mr. Jones.
I was just wondering what the long-running joke is for the rest of us on the floor.
I'd like to say thank you to my esteemed colleague from Santee for asking that question. About 60 years ago, when the Richmond-San Rafael Bridge was opened with 3 lanes running in both directions, traffic was flowing smoothly. But the third lane on the eastern approach was closed a few decades ago and is now being used as a storage shed for Caltrans equipment. Hopefully this bill will help get that lane open back up again so that Bay Area commuters will have relief on their commute home to their families.
Mr. Jones.
On my own time, Mr. Speaker, I'll just say, since it wasn't funny, the answer was non-responsive, but I'll still support the bill.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. With that, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 64, noes 3. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 43, that's AB 273. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 273 by the Committee on Environmental Safety and Toxic Materials, an act relating to hazardous waste and substances.
Mr. Alejo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 273 is the first in a series of bills by the STM Committee to improve the ability of the Department of Toxic Substances Control to recover the cost of cleaning up contaminated sites. AB 273 will increase the interest rate charged on billed but unpaid invoices owed to DTSC for cleanup of contamination. The current interest rate is so low that the state auditor believes that there is little incentive for responsible parties to make payments on time. This moderate increase will incentivize polluters to pay their bills on time, and it will generate additional revenue from increased interest charges for those who don't pay on time. Amendments taken to the Senate were all technical and conforming changes. The bill has received bipartisan support, has no opposition. I respectfully ask for your aye vote on concurrence.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 66, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 44, that's AB 274. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 274 by the Committee on Environmental Safety and Toxic Materials, an act relating to hazardous substances.
Mr. Alejo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 274 is the second in the series of bills by the STM Committee aimed to helping DTSC improve its cost recovery efforts. This bill will authorize DTSC to write off uncollected bills valued at less than $5,000 accrued during a finite period of time to enable it to more expeditiously cut through the backlog of outstanding costs and free up resources to collect larger, higher priority bills. Amendments taken in the Senate were technical and conforming. This bill has received unanimous support in both houses and has no opposition. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. Seeing no discussion or debate, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 68, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 46, that's AB 313. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 313 by Assemblymember Atkins, an act relating to enhanced infrastructure financing districts.
Madam Speaker, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm pleased to bring back AB 313, which adds provisions to the Enhanced Infrastructure Financing District law to clarify the procedures that should be followed when replacing dwelling units that are removed or destroyed within a district, and that the EIFDs are public financing authorities separate and apart from legislative bodies which created them. Amendments taken in the Senate specifically allow special districts to participate in the EIFD process if they contribute other financial resources toward a project and if they do not have the ability to contribute property tax increment. They clarify changes made to the replacement dwelling language, and they add chaptering out language to prevent conflicts with SB 63 Hall. The bill has had no opposition and received no votes in either House. I would respectfully ask for an aye vote in concurrence of these amendments.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 72. No 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 47, AB 333. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 333 by Assemblymember Melendez, an act relating to healing arts.
Ms. Melendez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senate amendments to AB 333 were minor and technical in nature, and I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Melendez. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 70, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 48, AB 355. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 355 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia and others, an act relating to unclaimed property.
Mr. Garcia.
Speaker and members, Assembly Bill 355 is back for concurrence with minor amendments made in the Senate. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Seeing no discussion or debate, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 68, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 49, AB 362. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 362 by Assemblymember Waldron and others, an act relating to state printing.
Ms. Waldron.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Assembly Bill 362 is back on concurrence. It creates a pilot project for printing by the Department of General Services, Office of State Printing. It demonstrates environmental and economic benefits. What's good for business can be good for the environment. I urge support for concurrence in Senate amendments.
Thank you, Ms. Waldron. Seeing no discussion on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. We are moving to file item 51. That's AB 410. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 410 by Assemblymember Obernolte and others, an act relating to state government.
Mr. Obernolte.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 410 will improve transparency and efficiency in state government by requiring that reports submitted to a committee of the legislature be made available electronically and posted online. Colleagues, this bill has received broad bipartisan support in both chambers of the legislature, and the Senate amendments are technical and clarifying. I respectfully request your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Obernolte. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 75, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 52. That's AB 434. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 434 by Assemblymember Eduardo Garcia, an act relating to drinking water, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Garcia.
Mr. Speaker and members, AB 434 is back for concurrence from the Senate. Minor changes were made. Respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Garcia. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File items 53 through 55 pass and retain. Moving up to file item 56, that's AB 538. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 538 by Assemblymember Campos, enact related to criminal offenders.
Ms. Campos, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 538 is back on concurrence from the Senate, where it received unanimous bipartisan support. The Senate amendments keep the statute of limitations at the current 10 years. In addition to a few clarifying and technical amendments, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Campos. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 57, pass and retain. Moving to file item 58, that's AB 594. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 594 by Assemblymember Gordon, enact relating to the Political Reform Act of 1974.
Mr. Gordon, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. AB 594 is concur. There have been no votes on this bill, and I would ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Gordon. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 59, that's AB 606. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 606 by Assemblymember Levine and others, enact relating to state property.
Mr. Levine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 606 will increase water efficiency and reduce water consumption by requiring state agencies to adopt drought-tolerant landscaping and water-efficient irrigation. The bill has received unanimous bipartisan support. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Levine. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tie the vote. Ayes 74, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File item 60, that's AB 683. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 683 by Assemblymember Lowe, enact relating to elections.
Mr. Lowe, you may open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members. Assembly Bill 683 received unanimous support, and with minor corrections, amendments made in the Senate, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Lowe. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 69, noes 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. Members, I am prepared to lift the call on file item 207. That's Senate Bill 261. Lifting the call, clerk will post. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 42, noes 28. Measure passes. Members, back on the concurrence file. File item 61, that's AB 707. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 707 by Assemblymember Wood, enact relating to local government.
Dr. Wood, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 707 is back in the Assembly for concurrence. It deals with a specific land use issue in my district. Amendments taken in the Senate allow for representation by counties and the department to be fair. The bill has received bipartisan unanimous support throughout the process. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Dr. Wood. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 73, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File items 62 and 63, pass and retain. Moving to file item 64. That's AB 918. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 918 by Assemblymember Mark Stone and others, enact relating to seclusion and restraint.
Mr. Stone, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is back from the Senate for concurrence. I ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Stone. Seeing no discussion on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 71, no 0. Senate amendments are concurred in. File items 65 and 66 are passed and retained.